well. Oh, look at that. Typical Craig.
Here comes playing. Oh, my word! Absolutely magnificent. Reed! He rose so high! He touched the sky! 2-1 down! 3-2 up! It's meant to be! It's surely meant to be! It's there to be a long night. Pakatari's played it through, and Bowen's in. It's up for grabs now. He's done it.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Sunday Night Takeaway, episode 66. What was quite interesting just hearing that then, it's going to be a long night. It's going to be a long season for West Ham fans, without a doubt. Good evening to everyone in the chat. Welcome to joining us as always. And I've got obviously Fuzzy and Jez with me tonight. So we should hopefully have some more joining us as we go on. But yeah, this is going to be quite an interesting one. So, Jez, how are you good sir?
Well, yeah, I'm very happy. Obviously, great start for the season for Arsenal. Our new striker bagging 2 yesterday. Interesting. We'll talk about it. How the game changed when a certain player went off injured. It's quite telling actually when you look at that. But yeah, I'm good, mate. Obviously not as unhappy as you boys. Not a great start for the season for either you two, but it's still early days, let's be fair. But yeah, West Ham, mate, I think you've got a lot of work to do, buddy.
Yeah, we'll cover that. We definitely have, that's for sure. On that. And Fuzzy, good evening to yourself. How are you after seeing your result today?
Feeling like I should go get a job for MI6 because then clearly Man United's been infiltrated by foreign agents and we need to snuff them out before it's too late and they take control of the club and relegate us infinitely. But yeah, in all seriousness, it was in various degrees a bit of a shite show. With managerial performance was crap. Some individuals today were absolutely atrocious. And just a reminder that yet again, 10 out, 10 in was the only fix and still remains to be the only fix. And here we are, another season we're starting, 2 games in, and yet again, underprepared. And it seems to be a common thing for not just Man United, but for quite a few clubs. They say, don't worry, this summer's going to be the biggest summer ever. And then they underdeliver and they blame it on anyone else other than themselves. But I don't know. With the way that Ruben Amorim's lining our team up, I think he will end up being sacked this season. So that's where my head's at the moment.
Interesting. Let me just do some comments in the chat, and I will bring this other man in as well. He's got a smile like a Cheshire cat at the moment. I'm just seeing him. Good evening, usual. Good evening, ladies, and also Matt. Good evening to yourself as well. Matt's saying, I think we'll all need therapy after Friday night's result, without a shout. Good evening, Pepsi. Just like a fish shop in a chip shop, West Ham get it battered every week. Yeah, it used to be West Ham a massive everywhere we go. We've now changed the massive to we're shit everywhere we go, basically.
Well, losing by massive score lines everywhere we go.
Oh, man, it's not looking good. I mean, as usual said, yeah, it's not looking good. Perhaps I've understated slightly. Unfortunately, Pepsi, you've lost that 5, and so yeah, here we go. Matt saying, yeah, Man City being Spursy, and kudos to Juices, dazzling as always. M-Fold 5. 5 of my favourite bands of the night, so of course, so they go. All the music as they come in, love that when they do that. Good evening, Stephen. Hope you're well as well. Can't think of anyone. Let me just get up to Pepsi's comment, and I'm going to bring the other man in. Arsenal news, Saka and Odegaard not thought to be serious injuries, but obviously are both doubts for the Liverpool game. So we should see. Let's bring this man in first of all. Annette. Good evening to Michael Chelsea. How are
Evening
we
to all of
doing?
you guys. Evening, Jez. Evening, Foz. Big up, Tom. A big up to everyone in the chat as well. Hope everyone's doing well. Great result on Friday night, Tom. I loved it. I mean, I did love the fact that we went 1-0 down. Sanchez off his line yet again. But you know what? We pulled it together and we got the win, Tom. But yeah, what I noticed in that game was all of you guys going out of that stadium. I mean,
Yep, we'll cover that because I've got my bodyguard to come in and that because I've heard you a little bit shirty in that. So I'll bring this man in as well. He'll sort you out. And that's good evening to Jeff from the Bowling Lounge. Jeff?
yeah, evening, Jeff.
Evening, Charlie. Evening, Michael, Fuzzy, Jez, everyone in the chat. Thanks for inviting me on, Tony. How are you?
You're welcome, mate. You've been shouting at the screen, Jeff. Your voice sounds a bit...
I was shouting at the pitch on Friday. Not for the entirety, I can assure you of that. For a while.
Good, mate. Let's just catch up with some of the chat. Perhaps what is Saka's hamstring? Yeah. We have Eze, Trossard, Nwaneri, Martinelli, Mourinho, and Down. So I'm not too down. It's good to have a big squad. Well, about time for you, Jez. About time getting a big squad, but we'll cover that shortly. Evening, Brendan. Hope you're doing well. Evening, Tom the Pan on the chatters.
Yeah, big up, Brendan.
So it's good to see everyone on that. Jez, how did you feel about this Eze deal getting over the line? Because I mean, it's not been official yet, is it? As far as I know,
Yeah, it's done.
it's done now.
He was shown at Highbury. He was shown at the Emirates yesterday, mate. So it's all done, mate. I expect him to start on the weekend coming against Liverpool. And it's an interesting comment that you just made there, or somebody in the chat made.
Oh my
For once, Arteta's got a problem because I'm sure as the show goes on, we'll talk about this. But the fact now he's got players, he's got a couple of players for each position up top, midfield upwards, and I suppose you could say at the back. Now, as it stands, that's brilliant. I think it's fantastic because that means that he can now, if he's got it in him, he can mix it up now, and that is what we didn't have for the last 2 seasons.
Yeah.
And the fact we've got 2 players who've gone out injured, probably not going to be starting on Saturday. Fair play. Okay, good. Because now you've got players that you can start. Whereas last year, I could pretty much name the starting 11 each week. And I was almost damn always right.
Yeah.
We just didn't have the depth. Now we have got that depth, Arteta. So now you've got to step up to the plate, my friend. And with the money that's spent, Eze came in right at the knock-ins. And I called this. I did actually call it, right, Thursday night. I was on a show. And I said, I'll tell you what, right, with Havertz going out injured, Arsenal will go back in for Eze.
Yeah, which made sense. It made sense.
Of course it did. Of course it did. We had to do it, right? And fair enough, they turned around and they've done it. And
Awesome.
prove, right, it does prove that Arsenal can get transfers done in 3 days. But no, we like to long it out for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks.
True.
But I can't complain. I'm happy about it. Yes, at the moment, it's looking good. 6-0 aggregate. Can't knock that start of the season.
No, not at all. Not at all. Good evening to Arsenal Manic and to Harry as well. Hope you're doing. Good evening, Father Fuck, as he's going. Good evening to Daz as well. I mean, Jez, going back onto the Eze situation, that what did you? I mean, and I will put this to all the panel as well. What did you make of this Spurs situation in the fact of they wanted Palace to get the game out of the way with the Europa game before they signed Eze? How dumb is that?
Yeah. Well, hang on. Sorry. It is absolutely madness. Absolute madness. But
Because it was agreed, wasn't it? I mean, Eze even agreed to join Spurs. That was the best part about it. It was all done and dusted, but then they dilly-dallied.
I don't think he really wanted to go there. He
No, of
wanted
course
to
not.
come back to his mother club, you know. And I think it was the fact Spurs came in for him. I think it would have been a big mistake for him personally. I don't think he'd have been happy there. I'm just glad that Arsenal did the really decent thing and turned around and said, right, come on, we want you. Here's the money. Let's not mess about. We need to bring you in. Arsenal had already agreed personal terms.
Yeah.
Ages ago, months, 6 weeks ago, maybe longer. So it's just a matter of saying, well, okay, here's the 60 million plus add-ons. Job done. Move on. And that's how a big club like Arsenal should move. We shouldn't piss arse about for months and months and months and say, like in January, February, what am I talking about? In the summertime, well, we want this player, but we'll wait till January. No. Right? Big clubs don't move like that. Big clubs go in and just do it. Liverpool do it. Man United, to a point, do it. Man City definitely do it. They just go in and say, we want you, come on. Job done. Move on. So at the moment, everything's rosy in the garden, but it's going to be. We'll find out, won't we? I'm not going to gas it all up because we're away at Anfield come this weekend, and that's a different gravy. You know what I mean? It's a different gravy. They're looking all right. So we'll see, mate. We'll see.
True. So let's go to the bottom of the net. You know, we're going to go down to the manure end of it, and that's me and Jeff, unfortunately. And it comes in with this one because obviously. I'll ask you the question soon, Jeff, but look at this from Matt. He's saying here, Sullivan is taking charge of the transfers. Do you think what crap he's going to buy without asking Potter or McCauley? I mean, what do you make of that yourself? I mean, well, let me ask you about the game on Friday first, with your input on that.
For me?
Yeah, for you, mate. Yeah, what did you make of the game itself?
Well, I'll be honest, I was saying at half time, I didn't think it was all bad. I mean, when the collapse came, it came, but the problem was we had sort of 45 minutes where we were all right at Sunderland and we collapsed in the second half. Yeah. Well, against Chelsea, we had about 20 minutes where I think we were all right. And I thought we started the game pretty well. Pack's goal was superb.
Yeah.
But I didn't see, I was the other end, so I didn't really see, I see Cucurella's flick on, but I didn't see how poor the defending was till I see it played back. And it's just awful, right? But there, that's 1-1. Then we get Fulkrook's disallowed goal.
Yeah.
It's offside. It's offside. But we had a little bit of fight about us. We weren't creating like glaring chances, but we had something about us. It looked like we were making a bit of a game of it. And then they got their second goal, followed by their third goal, half time. The two goals from the corners, just absolute shockers. Near enough straight after each other. And this is where the game ended for me because I said to my missus, if they score in this corner, I said, we're going. And we'll try and catch an earlier train. And, of course, they did score from the corner, so that was off. We was off. But we didn't get an earlier train, so we spent an hour at Stratford Station. But I'll tell you what, that was probably more entertaining than watching the last half hour or so of that game.
That says it all. That does say it all. Good evening to more folks. He's saying here, according to Graham Bailey, Sullivan is giving Potter 2 more games. Make of that what you will. Man.
I will say one of the good things, I got a free scarf. My Boyle scarf. So I proudly displayed my free Boyle Sports scarf. So that was a good thing. And my seats are good, Tony. So other than that, I ain't got too many positives to offer.
Yeah. Oh, what were they dishing them scarves out, were they?
Yeah, they just go scan a QR code on the way to the stadium and give you a free scarf.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, all right.
Try to entice us.
Can I just share it? I just wanted to start the show, mate. I just wanted to show this to you.
Yeah, sure. Let me just put this up now.
It's an absolute bloody embarrassment, this. Right? Let me share this if I can get it to share. Hang on. Why wouldn't it show? I had it.
You had it just a minute ago. Yeah, see, it kept just being plain. Let me just add that to the stage again and see if it comes up again, Jez.
Hang on a minute. Where's it gone? Hang on. Fuck's sake. Thing pisses about, doesn't it?
While you're doing that, in answer to, was it Matt's question about Sullivan and him taking charge of transfers? I don't think he's taking charge. I think he's had his mitts all over this.
Yeah.
And now he's trying to say, it's fuck all to do with me, but don't worry, I'm going to sort it out.
Yeah,
It's
not good.
hilarious.
It is good. We'll come back to the Joe. I mean, I think Jez has got this thing up. Let's have a look so we can see that now.
No, you don't want that. That's the wrong one.
We'll get there, mate. We'll get there.
Give me a minute, I'll find it.
No worries.
It was there a minute ago.
Pepsi saying, Big Ange in charge at West Ham for Spurs game September the 13th.
Oh,
Probably won't be a bit bad figure, actually. Good evening, Frog. How we doing? I think you got it now there, Jez. Let's have a quick look.
Just trying to get it to play.
No, still not coming up.
Hang on. Hang on. Let me do this. There we go.
There we go.
Right. How do I get it to play?
So you got to go onto the other tab where you got that screen being played, then you press the play button.
Fucking hell, this is a nightmare. This. Come on.
There we go.
Oh, can you see it?
Yeah, see what's going on here. So what's this? What's happening here?
Right.
Oh, someone drunk. Oh,
This is an Arsenal fan. Right. Arsenal fan with a set of ladders going around a community taking England flags down.
oh bloody hell.
If you watch the video, it's a disgrace, this guy. I won't put the volume on, but it gets quite sweary. But this is an Arsenal fan, right, who says England flags are fascist. How embarrassing is that?
I thought the swastika was a fascist flag.
Mm.
Guess we've
Yeah.
been looking at it wrong.
Absolutely embarrassing. I mean,
You are.
really.
Oh, mate, yeah, you are. You're a bit of a left hard. It's okay. It's okay. It's a sickness. 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 So why don't you take yourself home and get yourself into bed, mate? Yeah?
Because I'm quite happy doing what I'm doing.
What you're doing is you're destroying the effort when you've done all night.
That's enough of that.
We all understand.
Yeah.
I understand what
Is
you're
that
doing,
not
mate.
Yeah,
so
the one police understand what you're doing.
Is that where it's going to? Yeah.
That
Bloody hell, man.
is shocking. And I actually replied to that video and I said, as an Arsenal fan, I am ashamed that he associates himself, right, with Arsenal Football Club. He is a disgrace to England and Arsenal. Disgusting. Disgusting. I actually feel embarrassed being an Arsenal fan, seeing that. You know what I mean? And he's clearly English, right? And yet he says the England flag is fascist. What is going on in this world, man? What is happening here?
That's society for you these days, I think, unfortunately.
Jokes, man.
Yeah. Yeah, not good, mate. Not good. Yeah, because I see quite a few of them appearing up out of nowhere. There seems to be a trend going on. They're all over the place now.
Yeah. Shocking. Shocking.
Good evening to the Yetis, Will. Lunes, I've got 5 on it. Good evening to Bav the Ripper as well. Michael, I mean, what did you make, of your team on Friday?
Look, I thought it was a polar opposite to the Palace game. I thought West Ham did well in the early minutes of the game. Look, Paqueta's goal, yeah, it was a great goal, but Sanchez was off his line, Tom. So that's another Sanchez mistake. So that's a But I still want a goalkeeper. Look,
Yeah,
we've had a good window, but it's not perfect for me, Tom. I want
Okay.
a centre back, Simmons over the line, and a goalkeeper. But after that, we just we kind of
Moving around.
ran the show, didn't we? I mean, you know, we're on crosses, Tom. You know, corners. We're one of the worst teams in the league to score from set pieces. And your goalkeeper was a shocker. Your goalkeeper had a nightmare, mate.
Yeah, well, we didn't realise that Hermanson was a vampire, and that he definitely don't like crosses, that's for sure. Because everything that came in and that, yeah, you dispatched quite
Except
nicely,
with our
really.
goalkeepers. They hate
Well-
crosses.
Yes, must have seen one. Really.
They hate Man United too.
Yeah. And my favourite goal, Tom, was the third one. That run from Esteban Willian to Square.
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
that,
it wasn't.
that and that's why we bought that young lad for.
Paqueta's heavy touch lets that happen for me. Though.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
Definitely,
yeah,
agree on that.
Jeff, yeah, absolutely.
Mm.
Yeah, I agree.
I do that. Excuse
But
me.
you know what? The fact that we won like that without Cole Palmer, that just shows that we have something about this team now. And we've not had that for, ever since Cole Palmer's been here, because it's always been pass the ball to Cole Palmer or we're screwed. But no, we have options on the pitch. That header from Cucurella to Joe Pedro, I don't know how much Cucurella knew about it, but that was skill to put that into Pedro Neto. That was unbelievable.
Yeah. No, I mean, unfortunately, yeah, when you look at something like that, it made you look fairly decent. Most of it come to us at the moment. I think you can easily get a result out of it. I mean, I've just seen this one here from Usual, which was quite comical in certain respects. He says, anyone seen the photo of the steward with his arm around a West Ham fan's neck on Friday? The caption said, West Ham fan forced to watch the second half.
Yeah, we were just leaving as that was all happening just to the left-hand side of us.
Man.
I heard a story that I don't know if his kid tried to get on the pitch and the steward tackled him or something, and so he whacked the steward or something, apparently. I don't know how true that is. But if the steward did tackle him, we should get him in the fucking team because no one else was tackling anyone else out there, were they?
I agree on that, Ray, that's for sure. Apparently, there's words and pictures are saying that we've broken a Premier League record.
Yeah, I heard that on the train home.
Not good at all. And look at this. There's our good old friend, Jose from El Tel Cockerel. Evening, gents in the chat. Good evening to you, Jose. I hope everyone's doing very well on your end. Good to see that as well. The worst part about it now is that Potter is, well, even last season he broke that record. Avram Grant is actually better than Graham Potter. Work that one out.
Yeah,
But it doesn't look like getting any better, does it? This is the trouble.
No.
Like
No.
these opening games have been true. I don't want to take the gloss off Michael's win, mate. You've got to be pleased for your team and all that. But
yeah.
I wouldn't get too excited. You've got to realise how shit we are. And like, we are really bad. And it's frightening. I'm really
Yeah,
worried.
it is. I mean, we want to try and be positive because obviously it's our club and that. But, you know, the way the thing's being run at the moment, in front of Jeff, me, Fuzzy and Jez was talking in the background about it. And all, you know, three of us in agreement it's not looking rosy at the moment. And we've got a chairman that clearly don't give a toss. Big up to DJ Crone as well. Yes, Fuzzy Jez, a chat right with everyone as well. We are indeed. And let me just get this one here from Stephen Gilchrist. He's saying, good evening, Jez and the panel. Yeah, it looks like West Ham are taking the drop this season. Nothing against the club, but you guys are terrible. You're being very polite, Stephen Gilchrist. You're being very polite. But yes,
It's a good win, but I'm not going to get carried away from it though, guys, because 4 of our 5 goals were from set pieces, and we're normally terrible at them.
Yeah, no, we were dreadful as well. I'm not saying you were the better team for sure. No questions. Best team won, but our defence and that goalkeeping, mind you, is it like a trend to just get crap goalkeepers into the Premier League now? Because this weekend there's been some real howlers, isn't there?
Oh yeah. There's no two ways about that. No two ways about that.
I mean,
good evening to
Arsenal only
Mandy
won
as well.
last week because of the Man U keeper, really, didn't they?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Good evening, Mandy. Saying Kudus always dazzled the first season, then he thinks he's better than the club and sulks for a move.
Well,
Good
he
evening
really
to-
pissed me off this week. I watched Tottenham, this week, and he did everything in that game that he didn't do for West Ham last year. The way he chased back and helped his fullback.
Yeah,
He'd
yeah,
be different for us next year if he'd have performed like that. Yeah, he really upset me, that did.
I think he's a one-season wonder, as Mandy said there. I think we'll see that with when he goes off the ball at Spurs. Bloody hell, Jeff too, Brendan saying. So I'm catching up with the chat. Budgie, good evening to yourself. Hope you're keeping well, mate. Can you hear us? Can you hear us,
Evening,
Budge?
all the chatters, if I hadn't said hi to you.
No.
Each one in the panel, say hello to Budgie, see if he can hear you.
All right, bud, you can hear me, mate.
You can't have it on mute.
Hello, everybody.
Ah, there he is. Oh.
Can you hear us, Budge?
I was on mute. I was just sorting something out. I'm back now. Good evening, everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
great
mate.
show on Wednesday, Budgie, with you and Kieran. Of course, I was in the chat for that as well.
Yeah.
Evening, Leslie. Let's get your angle on it as well, then, Budge. What did you make of Friday's game?
What did I make of Friday's game? Oh, mate, really? Well, I think I probably would have left the stadium too, if I'm honest. I wouldn't normally walk out of a game. It's not my thing, but wow, that was just shocking. Shocking. I mean, that one goal from Paqueta and then nothing. Absolutely nothing whopper. So, yeah, I think a major change is needed in the boardroom, in the management, and a lot of the players need to go as well. So, yeah,
I know
was shocking.
it definitely puts us in this position at a field like this and that, and it is a bit sad to see from a West Ham point of view. I mean, Jez, I think we've spoken about this before. Fans leaving the stadium early. I mean, through thick or thin, as they say, we should stay on. I mean, did you make the fans right on Friday, or do you think it was right for them to walk out?
Well, look, personally, I've never left a game early. Never done it. It doesn't go with me. I can understand why people do it. I do get it. I mean, it was an awful game for West Ham fans, but there was fans even leaving before half time.
Yeah.
And that I think that's wrong. Because it was going down the pan very quickly, but you never know. Games can turn around. I mean, when I was at Newcastle, Arsenal were 4-0 up, right? 2005, 6, something like that, and it was all going well. Newcastle fans walking out of St James's Park and we drew 4-4. The games can turn around. I'm not saying it was going against Chelsea, but. Yeah, I find it annoying personally, but that's me. But I get it to a point, but I always believe when you're a fan of your club, you go through thick and thin. You take the good days, you take the bad days, and you should be there to support your club. Because I don't think it helps players when they see the fans walking out before half time. I don't think that's showing you.
It clearly don't. I know what you're saying, Jez, about supporting your club, but what about the club supporting the fans as well, mate? And they're not.
Yeah.
They're not supporting us. They're not giving us any consideration whatsoever. They don't give a shit about any of the season ticket holders because they can sell them to the next tourist that gets off of a train or a boat or bus or whatever. And they're really not bothered about the hardcore fans anymore, and that's just wrong.
I agree.
I know for a fact that there are probably 40,000 West Ham hardcore fans that would love to have a season ticket right now, but won't get one, won't even look at applying for one because of the way the club is being run right now. You know, I'm one of those.
That, unfortunately, is a sad indictment of modern football because you've got that virus at West Ham. Arsenal have got it. Arsenal don't give a shit about their fans. The only difference between West Ham and Arsenal is Arsenal have got loads of money. So they can go out and buy players. But I know Kenny Ken go to the game. If he don't go, and he puts his ticket into ticket exchange, there'll be 100 people want that ticket.
Yeah.
100 of them queuing up to get it, paying silly money for it. And I don't agree with that. If you're a season ticket holder and you decide to vote with your feet because you're not,
absolutely.
then that ticket should not be sold. Because you've paid for it, it's your seat, right? You've paid for that seat. So I don't think the club has the right to sell your seat. That to me is wrong. Because they will fill that stadium, come what may, whether you're good, whether you're shit. Right? And that is not right because when we got...
Well, it depends. I mean, if you're going to put it back on ticket, if you're going to put it on ticket exchange and that though,
It's one way of making a couple of quid, though, isn't it? For the streaming for the fan that's selling it, he must be making something. Or is it the club making it, Jez?
No, at Arsenal, if you've got a red or a gold level ticket, right? Or sorry, not red, silver or gold. If you don't go to a game, right? The rules at Arsenal, if you don't go to a game, you've got to put your ticket in for ticket exchange, right? If you don't go to 3 games without doing that, that's your season ticket gone.
Bloody hell.
That's it, gone. See ya. And they'll sell the rest of your season ticket on to another person. That is disgusting. That is a disgrace. If you
these are the sort of things they want to do at West Ham. But sorry to interrupt you, Jez, but this is exactly the sort of behaviour that Brady and Sullivan want to do and want to introduce into the club. Anyway, I'll shut up and let you carry on now, Jez.
No, because I mean, it's wrong. Because at the end of the day, a fan, right, should have the right to vote with their feet. That's how Wenger was out because fans weren't turning up to the games. They were saying, "No, fuck it, I ain't going to this bollocks." Right now, I said to Kenny about this, and I said the only way you can do it, Kenny, is go to the game and then fucking walk out as the game starts. Because that way, at least you don't lose your right to your seat.
Get that.
He said, Jez, I agree with you. He said, but like you as a fan, you live like, Horsham, not far from, obviously, Budgie. It costs me a lot of money to get the Emirates. So if you shell out 50 quid to get to the game, then are a lot of people who are coming from Hertfordshire or Essex or God knows where going to spend 40, 50 quid, get to the game, and then walk out? No, they're not. Of course they're not.
Of course not.
Because a lot of people ain't got that sort of money to throw in the bin. Yeah. I haven't. If I went to a game, fuck it. I don't want to really. I want to vote with my feet, but no, I'm here now. And that's where the clubs, guys, have got you by the bollocks. Because now they can say, well, if you don't turn up 3 games, that's your season ticket gone.
Wow. And as Jeff said, that's the way we want to cry and go. Interestingly enough, there was a stream I watched earlier on, and it mentioned about obviously when we give Sullivan and Brady a bit of stick, and we could you should be able to get up close to where his director's box is. Now they've made it you can't get anywhere near it. So they've made sure that, so this bloke comes in from the back door, goes up, sits in his thing, pisses off out of it, and that no interaction with anyone, basically.
It's been like that for a while since Burnley, though.
Yeah,
they put them barriers up that you can't have whatever ticket and pass to get through. If you ain't got the right ticket, you can't walk through either side anymore. But you can go down the thing and go around the back, I think. You
do that part, but just it's Sullivan making sure that no one touches it.
Because of it went mad at Burnley, didn't it?
Yeah. I'll come back to Fuzz because he just appeared for the moment. But there's one for you, Michael, from Brendan.
Yeah.
Do you recall that one reason you don't like Potter is that he would not start certain players, or did I make that up? This is
No, not at all. I mean, Graham Potter, he always kept saying in press conferences that Chelsea didn't have a striker, but we did have one in Aubameyang. But for me, how I view the Aubameyang signing, I think it was down to Thomas Tuchel. I think it's one of the few signings that Thomas Tuchel did make without the influence of the ownership, because Aubameyang played at Dortmund and Tuchel was the manager, wasn't he? Obviously, before he went to Arsenal. But yes, and it was too big for him as well. That was another thing, and we saw that with Moyes at Man United all them years ago as well.
Yeah,
but I never wanted him, Tom. We should have stuck with Tuchel, and obviously that lot didn't. So
it is what it is, as they say.
I've always stated that Potter isn't a decent Premier League manager, coach. I don't think he's suitable for the league.
Yeah, I think he's been found out in the last couple of games, that's for sure. Fuzzy, there's a question for you, Fuzzy. Thoughts on buying a striker to leave him on the bench and play a guy who's only just back from fitness, and that's obviously Mason Mount?
Well, I mentioned with my post-match reaction about the hill that Amorim wants to die on with the various players. Bruno's going to be one that's going to get him a sack easily. But there's not just one striker on the bench, Ravi. There's two fully fit strikers. Xerxes and Sesko both are ready to play. Have been for about 2 weeks and have been training. So it's not like, we've got to ease them in slowly, because I'm seeing people starting to make that excuse, starting to say, well, maybe he's just not adapted to the Premier League yet. Like, I'm sorry, you spend that much money on him for the sake of playing, not marveling as to how good he looks with his slick hairstyle on the bench or his massive afro, whichever player it is that you've got that feeling for. But it doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever that Sesko can sit there on the bench, get subbed on, but then every time he gets subbed on, so at one point today we had 4 attacking midfielders as the spine of the team. It's like an ultimate team. You start strikers in goalkeeper and centre backs, and then you play all your centre backs and your goalkeepers and strikers. There's nothing there. It's the most suicidal kind of move you can make as a manager when the game is at risk of slipping away because you're turning over control and possession to the home team that are chasing the game. All momentum you had is gone, and that's your fault. You've done that, Ruben. So if I'm Ruben Amorim, I'm stopping the BS of playing around with experimentation, pretending like, it's zero stakes games. You've played 2 games and you've attained 1 point. 1 point from 6. We've got Burnley next. And to be quite frankly honest, I can't sit here and say, at least a season starts with Burnley. At least we'll beat them. I can't even say that because Ruben might set up a team where the impossible is losing to Burnley. And he achieves the impossible. So I can't sit here and say, given 3 points next weekend, happy days. So, Ruben's got to fix up fast, really, really fast. Otherwise, he's on the chopping block.
Yeah. Can I just come into that? I can't understand why Manchester United have not signed a winger this summer. I mean, you've only got Ahmed Diallo. Outside of Diallo, if he gets injured, you're screwed, mate. You've got.
We don't have wingers in our system. It's wing backs and then 10s.
Yeah,
that are narrow. Which 10s should be the wingers, but I mean we've signed in Burmo, who's a winger for Brentford. So actually, you could say technically we did sign a winger, but we're utilising him as a 10.
Yeah. And and what's going on with Kobe Mainu, Fuzzy? Because I know on pre-season, on one of the games, you had him on right wing or something, which is not his natural position anyway. And now he doesn't seem to be in the team. I mean, what's going on there?
I really don't know with Kobe Minu. It's like, I'm hoping it's not something that develops into a situation where it's like like Wilfred Zaha and David Moyes, where it's like this really talented player. You do need him to be playing, but there's some hidden agenda that we don't know about until it's too late to save the player's career at Man United. I genuinely don't get why he thought the best thing to do when you're in the lead away from home against Fulham, that the best move, instead of bringing on Agate and Mainu to shut the midfield down, let's move an attacking midfielder who doesn't defend and partner him up with another attacking midfielder who doesn't defend. Get rid of the spine and expose that back three. And let's keep it that way until everyone is screaming from the away end, this is suicide. And then go, okay, now I'll sub on a defensive midfielder. Makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. So, yeah, I really don't get it. Kobe Mainu, fully fit, ready to play. You could sub him on. I mean, Casemiro's been doing okay when he's been playing. Kobe Mainu's fit. He's played further back there. He's the better option. Or better yet, how about sign a number 6? We could have gone for Douglas Luiz. He's gone to Nottingham Forest now.
Yeah,
good deal.
Let go as well.
Good value as well. Could have signed him.
Yeah.
But no.
Well, following up on that as well, we've got obviously a young player in Freddie Potts that should be playing in the midfield. We've just loaned out Alvarez to Fenerbahce.
Yeah.
That
don't make sense.
And we keep hold of Guido Rodriguez.
Yeah.
I'm sure between Amarin and Potter must be sharing the same kind of manuscript, what they do with the teams. I don't know. It's just fucking crazy. That's what's going on. Ravi's asking you a question as well, Jez. Can Arsenal just rely on just scoring from set pieces? Surely teams will start to expose that.
No, you can't rely on just set pieces.
No.
You might get one, all right, in every two. We might get one good set piece in 3 games. It's not something you can rely on in every game. It ain't going to happen, man. Declan Rice at the moment is bang on form with his corners. You can't deny it. But don't mean you're going to score from them. So no, the goals have got to come from open play. That's where you win leagues. That's where you win cups. No team can rely on set pieces. That's not feasible.
No, I agree on that. And as you said, Ravi's got a point. Teams will kind of work out what they're going to do. I mean, it worked that first one they did last weekend. You can only do that for so long, and you get found out. Good evening to Ray of OP saying, let's join hands and contact the living because, we're not, we're not doing well on that.
Oh.
I agree on this as well. I mean, what do you make of this, Budgie and Jeff? Do you think Sullivan's throwing Potter under the bus?
Yeah, I do.
Absolutely.
I mean, look, Potter's giving himself his own problems, right? He's not helping himself, is he? Being stubborn, sticking with his formation, setting the team up the way he does, right? But you can't really say, I don't think, if people think he's been back to the hill, then fine, but I don't think he has. And getting back to the, don't worry, we're going to ride in on our white horse, we're going to take control of the transfer window now and solve your... They've been in control of the transfer window the whole time, and they're trying to pretend that it's nothing to do with them now. It's a joke. The whole thing is a joke. He didn't want Potter. It's almost like he doesn't want him to succeed so that he can, moving on, welcome in Sean Dyche, right? Which, let's be honest, right now, as shambolic as we are, we probably need someone like Sean Dyche, right? The worrying thing is that we'll have him for 3 years or whatever. And we'll be back in that cycle. I don't really want to go to that. But seriously, if Potter doesn't change and we don't get any personnel in, we're going down, right? We can't. It is more shambolic than it was under Lopetegui. How can it not be? We've set a record: 8 goals in 2 games.
Yeah, 11 shots on target for teams and 8 goals conceded.
In 2 games, in the first 2 games of the season.
Yeah. That really kind of sums up how the season's going, basically, in that respect. Yeah. And it's where we go. I mean, funny enough, if we do go down, as Fuzzy and Anthony remind me quite often that, my Wednesday show, the good and the bad and the ugly, and that we'll have to get someone else to cover because it won't be West Ham content because we won't be in the Premier League anymore. So yeah, it's quite bad in that respect. Good evening, Paul. Hope you're doing well. Even the troops you're saying there, and good evening to a good old friend Terence. Evening, gentlemen. And he's saying he can't remember the last time he saw West Ham fans leaving en masse in disgust.
Oh.
Can't blame him. Like I said, maybe it's the only way they're trying to get the chairman to realise that he's got to do something. But we know he's stubborn as anything. So yeah, I'm catching up there. Ethan's saying about that video you're showing. Yeah, what is wrong with this society? Yeah, Bow the Ripper saying doing it for clout. Good evening to David Dundas. Morning all. I saw this. He's saying as well. Hope you're well, David. Good to see you as well. What's this got to do with anything? Because it makes a name for himself, as always. That's what some people do, just to make a name for himself. Man, it'd be wearing an Arsenal shirt.
Well, I think he's got it wrong there. The point I was trying to make is this guy was doing that was an Arsenal fan. He's parading around the bloody Arsenal shirt. I mean, what a prick. Why would he do that? And the fact he's disrespecting the England flag as an Arsenal fan.
100%.
Like we're not playing Azerbaijan, right? We play in England. We play in the capital of England, right? And you got some melt doing that. No, sorry, that goes against the grain for me. Sorry.
Everyone's so literal. I can hear a dog in the background.
That's me. I'm going to go and sort it out now. It's probably someone at the door. Okay.
No worries. Pepsi saying, to be fair, I've seen people wearing shirts of West Ham, Spurs, Liverpool, Man United, many other clubs supporting the far left. He's saying, Budgie Red will be a major shame being an Arsenal fan without that. Have you seen Robbie on Arse TV lost a lot of weight? No, I ain't seen that one. I'll have to look at it. Good evening, Colin. Hope you're doing well. Good evening, Tony Fuzz, Jez, Michael, Jeff. You wonderful gentlemen. Always a pleasure to join you. Colin, as always, great to have you here. There's Ray Rope saying, how many of these woke wankers are our own illegal immigrant? Got that near to where we are, basically. Extremism, left and right, suffer from it. Yeah, of course. Terence is saying he's seen the full video, Jez. It's on TikTok. Don't care what shirt he's wearing, just another Keir Starmer classic red boy. But yeah, that's why it's going. Well, he might want to come to West Ham, and who can blame him? But he wants to attack it on his own. Yeah. If Nuno's issue is about recruitment, so he won't go to West Ham. This is very true. I mean, obviously, I mean, that's a weird one in itself. I mean, if you're still in the chat, I mean, I know you've made some comments there. Is this frustration from Nuno on Marianakis, the owner? It just seems weird.
I thought Boris had recruited quite well this year. Am I wrong?
No, they have bought some good players.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just seems, I don't know, it's a comment he made. I think it was in some interview. He's made some comments on that, which has obviously kind of made the owner think, oh, what is this all about? Got the board involved, and yeah, it's kind of, I don't know if it's been blown out of proportion or there is some relevance behind it. It just seems weird that they've suddenly gone down that road.
Yeah.
Good evening to Tim Man in the back. He says Herman sent it wrong. Reminds me of Brian Clough calling Mark Crossley, calling him Jigsaw, Crossley asked why Jigsaw. Clough said every time the ball comes into the box, you go to pieces.
Oh.
Yeah, I really had no idea why we signed the Manson or whatever. He just doesn't seem to make any sense to me.
I mean, I get it when you bring someone else in. I mean, like Jez has just said, like with all these other players they've brought in there, it's competition to kickstart someone on. But when you bring in someone like him, and we put him in for the first game of the season, we've not exactly seen anything of him. Should have stuck with Areola, in my eyes. Stuck with Areola. If he started mucking up after a couple of games, then you could look to make a change. But you don't start him for 2 games, especially what he's,
I'm not being funny, but Areola's been quite a loyal servant to us in the last 3 years. And I think he's earned his place in the starting 11. I'm short of buying, Allison or whatever. I don't think anybody should just be walking into the number 1 position.
No.
I think they need to earn it, I mean, look at him. Areola had to earn it. Fabianski was our number 1. We were screaming for him to start a league game at that time. You remember? We were all screaming for him to be started, but all he ever got was like cup games and European games. This Manson baffles me, mate. Baffles me.
Well, I mean, it'd be interesting to see what happens on Tuesday when we do this, against Wolves. Will he make changes then? Why is that in the ear to cook you? He's still away at the moment. I can see he's made a comment in the chat there.
Oh.
Yeah, Matt Frostein's part of his problem is he thinks he can solve our issues by training ground. Yeah, because he set up training and it looked like he had something ready for this game, and then he completely changed it altogether. Big up, Anthony. Big up, lads. What a combination. That will be marble wallpaper and fuzzy curtains. 50 goals right there. Good evening, Glenn. Hope you're doing well. He's saying that we have the worst centre-backs in the league. Yeah. All wearing divers boots because they can't jump. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And we always end with Harry saying, "Evening, Anthony. I thought I saw a Doberman eating a Chihuahua in the back of a Renault Clio in the car park." Brendan saying Renault Clio's a tad too modern, Harry. Renault 5 or Fuego would be more like it. They've brought the Renault 5 back now, haven't they? Electric. All electric.
Yeah, God, they're horrible, aren't they? Have you seen the new Capri? Capri.
That's not a Capri, is it?
No. It's disgusting.
Capri.
That's like that Mustang Mach-E. Why would you call anything that looks like that a Mustang? That's Ford for you.
Yeah, shocking.
Ford have gone mad.
Pepsi's going with a classic look there. A Ford Escape Mexico.
Yeah, that's the one, Pepsi. Yeah, that'll do in a nice bright colour.
Fancy. A Renault Migraine seems more appropriate at the moment for the West End.
Renault Migraine.
Oh, man. Those thing players need to start earning the dosh they get paid for. Absolutely, Mike. Yeah, effing players need to start earning the dosh. I think all of our clubs have been in that situation. Usual saying, Budgie rocking the John McLean look, die hard with a mirror and bell.
Usual. You just crack me up, son. You crack me up.
Yeah.
Big up to Stephanie. She's saying 39 points to go. Big up, Fuzzy.
That's the campaign goal. 40 points equals safety. We're not safe yet.
Brendan saying, whatever happens on Tuesday, I hope the team on the field at least plays to win. And that's all we can ask for at the end of the day.
We need a win.
We're good about the effing players turning up. This is true. Arnold Romantic saying, Gyökeres looks a bit of a unit. Going to take out a lot of defences and open up space for teammates. Good individual goal that was too. I mean, he got a little bit of criticism last week because obviously he didn't score. But first game in, you've got to forgive him for that at least, haven't you, Jez?
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. Now, this is an interesting point. I totally agree with that comment. But last week, he got no service. The interesting point was 40 minutes, he was getting no service. Right? Odegaard goes off injured. All of a sudden, it's a different game. Arsenal looked a different team. They were like, going through. They were opening up that midfield. And Gyökeres was getting service, and the rest of it is history. What's that tell you? What does that say to you that we've got?
It says that you should be making Declan Rice your club captain.
I totally agree with you, Budgie, and we said this before the season started. But Arteta came out with the statement that the team had voted for being captain, and it was unanimously Odegaard. I do not believe that for one bloody minute. I think Arteta's an abject liar. But at the end of the day, as soon as Odegaard went off, the game changed. The midfield looked different, totally different. And what's it tell you when he suddenly scored 5 goals and Odegaard's not there?
Yeah.
You know? When he's there, he slows everything down. It's sideways, backwards, because very rarely, I'm not saying he doesn't often, put that, that splitting pass through the defence. But that game, we had players doing that. And of course, we know the individual goal was brilliant. He had to work hard for that. Let's get it right. That was no easy goal. And after that, game over. Sorry to say it for the Odegaard lovers. He ain't levels, mate. He ain't enough. He's not good.
No.
And it'll prove my point. If he does start, if he's fit, away at Anfield, it'll be the same boring midfield. I tell you now, it'll be the same shit show. So we'll wait and see, won't we?
Yeah, I suppose you're just waiting for the outcome of the injury, if it's severe or it's just minor.
I don't think it's that bad.
Mm.
I think it's just a knock. He landed on his shoulder, didn't he?
No, is that what it was?
Yeah, he went down his shoulder, and you can see it was hurting because he got treatment and he went on with the game, and he went down again holding it. And Arteta now has the luxury that he can actually substitute players early in the game. Well, he's not wear them out, So
rarity these days for you lot. A rarity. Good evening to Neil Fitzhammy saying, I think our destiny is now set in stone. Too late to change the manager and not a hope in hell of signing anyone. And Colin came in with a comment there saying, I told you saw it coming and I can't see it getting any better. And now I'm hearing Paqueta wants to leave as well now. So he can only see doom and gloom. We need at least 5 new signings before the window closes. Lucky if we get one.
Does Paqueta want to leave or do the club want to sell him?
Knowing our chairman,
genuine question, right?
I think it'd be knowing Sullivan, mate. He'll want to cash out on him.
That's my opinion, but others might disagree with me. But I'm not sure Paqueta wants to leave. More
Neither
than
am I. I'm not convinced
if the
of that.
club can find a suitor that will pay the money, they'll gladly take it. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I reckon so. Mate.
Yeah, I'd like to think that Paqueta would stay. I mean, we supported him through all this betting scandal, etc. So I'd like to think he'd like to repay that back. But unfortunately, with our owner, nah.
I'm not even really suggesting that Paqueta's got this great sense of loyalty that I don't want to leave West Ham. I think he would have stayed for another season. I don't think he's angling for a leave. And I think the board are trying to find a way to get 60 million quid or 50 million quid or whatever for him, and if they can get it, they'll be trying to punt him out.
Yeah.
And then, so I think they're trying to sell him rather than him trying to leave.
Sad times, really. Anthony's asking you, Budgie, have you been on the Viagra? Your arms look huge.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Oh.
Anthony, stop it. Stop it.
GP said, get up close and show Sully your hard cock. That's the way forward for it. Be a new product for him to sell, unfortunately, knowing him. Good evening to the military saying, so what happens if you cannot make it, say, because of illness? And I suppose it's going back on the comment we
Same
said
thing,
earlier.
mate. You still got if you're sick, right? There is a clause. If you are long-term sick, like hospitalised, as long as you notify the club, then you're fine. But I think that's shallow. You know, you've got some poor bastard, right? Who's had a heart attack, right? Or something very, even worse. And yet, as long as you notify the club, all right, that's the first thing in your mind, isn't it?
Your priorities in life, yeah. Make sure you get in touch with the football club, because I won't be attending.
I mean, come on, man. Jesus Christ. No, it is. If you are sick, if you've got the flu or whatever, and you can't make the game, then you have to notify the club and put it on ticket exchange. But I just think I think it's so wrong. I think it is so wrong. I don't agree with the policy.
No, I mean, but this is where clubs are going forward, unfortunately, and that's the sad part about it, really.
It is.
Frog saying the Chelsea loss feels different to anything I can remember to me. Something final about it. This is our final year. They won it year 15 in the Premier League, and it looks like it could be the last one.
Well, how ironic with her shouting her mouth off about how long we've been in the Premier League and what a great job they're fucking doing. And sorry, swearing, Tony, but I just
That's fine, mate. No.
I'll wind my neck in a minute.
Talking about just going back to that question there about the thingy bob ticket exchange. So does it mean if you're in hospital, right, having a major operation of some description or treatment for whatever, does that mean you got to get a letter? Like a sick note.
Yeah, you got to probably got to get a doctor's note to say that I was actually genuinely ill.
Yeah, that's bollocks, isn't it?
Jesus, man.
Imagine being in front of
a letter from your mum in a minute.
Yeah.
Imagine being in front of the consultant and he's going, "You got any concerns or anything before you?" No, yeah, please. Could you write a letter to the football club because I'm really worried about losing my season ticket before I go under the knife.
Don't worry, I'm going to lose a kidney, but as long as I don't lose my season ticket, that's the one, isn't it?
Yeah,
Jesus, man.
The last person who was very disappointed with your lack of attendance was your secondary school headmaster.
Yes, have to show me your school report just to make sure you qualify. Bloody hell. Ace is saying Bruno Fernandes' head is in Saudi Arabia for money. I don't think it is.
He didn't want to go, did he?
No, he didn't want to go. I think he's committed where he is. I think. Would you say so, Fuzz?
That's a very rich word, committed. I think there's, if anything, he's committed to is probably money, but with how much how protected he is with PR.
Yeah, I was going to say he probably thrives on the fact that he's like the blue-eyed boy of the club right now.
Yeah, it definitely is. Yeah, I mean, 30 years of age, and I mean, you see how he conducted himself in this game today. I mean, a penalty miss. He hasn't missed a penalty since 2023, and I'm not even concerned about the fact whether a goalkeeper saves a penalty. This was on target. This guy sent it to the bloody Emirates. He thought you were still playing Arsenal. He probably was getting giddy when he went off the pitch. Like, I scored my penalty because I got it in against Arsenal. Like, no, we're playing Craven Cottage against Fulham. Arsenal, we played them last weekend. They played yesterday over against Leeds in the Emirates. We're playing Fulham. Hit the bloody target against Fulham. But here we are. And on top of that, the goal that Fulham scored comes entirely preventable. I mean, it's turnover possession started with Dalot, but he has one job as a midfielder, right? Mark your man. Just one defensive job. You stick with your player, you cut off passing lanes, you mark the man, you stop him getting into dangerous areas. What does he do? No, it's not my job. However, a funny thing about that is it's quite ironic when you look at his heat maps. He's very obsessed about doing everyone else's jobs as well. But when it comes to his job, I'm calling in sick. Sorry. Can't do it.
That sums it up. Brendan's asking you, Budgie, Mads or Ramsdale?
You know the answer to that. You absolutely know that it would never be Ramsdale. So the answer has to be Mads at the moment, but I'd rather neither of them.
You really hate Ramsdale now, don't you? Like, after those two displays, you're like, no, I'd rather have Manson.
I'd rather have Fabianski back. That's the honest truth.
We should have kept Fabianski in my opinion.
Yeah.
Got rid of Ariola, but that's a different conversation.
Well, yeah.
Frog says it's going to be another season and talking about crisps and confectionery during watch-alongs by the looks of it. Yeah, it's not going to be an enjoyable experience, and I will be doing a watch-along for Tuesday's game. So, yeah, get them list of chocolates and sweets at the ready.
Oh, you are doing one, yeah? Right,
Yeah, I'm
cool.
gonna do the for my pain, Budge. I'm gonna put myself through it.
Brave.
Yeah, mate. Yeah.
Oh,
You never know. I might grow hair by the end of it. You know, it could have
Well, you know,
stranger things.
I might just go out the back there and shut my balls in the car door a few times. That'd probably be less painful.
Man.
Oh man, it is painful watching West Ham right now, though. I mean, it's there's just nothing to get you going at the moment. Like, nothing.
No, not at all, mate. I mean, just look here. Like, but United's next games are Burnley, City, and Chelsea. And looking at us, what have we got?
Oh, watch out! We got the mighty Grimsby.
But if counting Wolves, got Wolves, and then
Forest,
and then Spurs.
Spurs, yeah.
Oh, deep joy.
We've got to face Grimsby before we get to Burnley. Jeez. Have mercy on us.
Just going off subject to that, I've just seen a news article and it just flashed back up in my thing as I look at the scores there. Imagine waking up in the morning time and looking out your window and there's a hot air balloon in your street. It's happened in Bedford. Basically, it kind of lost its pressure there, and all of a sudden, you see some bloke holding onto the rope, pulling it in.
Brilliant.
Good evening to Rob. Hope you do. Graham Potter's tragic. He wears a dunce's cap. He wanted to make signings, but Sully soon stopped that. The teams he's picked are dog shit. The system doesn't fit, and he doesn't fix it up. He's done in just 6 weeks.
Very good. Very good.
Well done, number one. I enjoy that. Let's bring this man on as well. And let's hope he's going to be nice and gentle. And that he might have calmed down. Let's hope so. We'll see. Good evening, James. How are you, mate?
Power to the people. Power to the people.
Hi, James.
How are we all doing?
The people.
All good, mate. All good.
Another day in West Ham paradise, isn't it? Listen, I just want to jump on and just have a quick 20 minutes. I'm going to do something at 10 o'clock on E20, but a glorious day that finally people are starting to wake up and realise what the real problem is at West Ham, and all the media journos are turning around and asking Sullivan some uncomfortable questions. Now, it has come out tonight, apparently, that Potter's got 2 games to save his job.
You've heard this.
Yeah, where's that come from, James? Do you know?
Graham Bailey, a journalist. I think he's up in the northwest. Is it northwest? Northwest. Yeah, he's a northwest journalist, and apparently that's what he's coming out with and saying. Whether it's true or not is another thing. I think it's a bit silly to go and drop to sack a manager like 3 games in or 4 games into a new season. Especially like with the situation, but this has been coming, and like It's just a minute. I've got the missus ring me. I'll call you back later, love. What it is? She can, West Ham waits for no one. Yeah. What it is, and today's been good because everything's come out in the media, and basically everyone's turned around and said that it ain't right. And obviously Friday night was just a destruction, wasn't it? Do you know what I mean?
True. I'm just going to come into the back before we come back to you, James. Arsenal, I'm just going to put your start. We'll come back to that comment of yours. But yeah, I mean, I think for me, James, we've all sort of said it's got to the stage now. As much as it pains us,
yeah,
we're hoping that it will sort itself out. And as you said, if they've put this now into the media, who knows where it could go? Because this man doesn't like being put in the limelight. So.
Yeah, but is sacking the manager the right move, or is it just covering up another situation? Though
it's just a
You're
simple
papering over the cracks, isn't it?
Yeah, it's rinse and repeat, isn't it? Simple as that. Rinse and repeat. We're doing exactly the same thing.
Here's the thing: do you have faith in Potter and what we've seen and what we've seen previously? Probably you say no, right? But I've absolutely no faith in the man's going to appoint the man who's going to replace him, right? And how the club's going to be run. And this is the problem. It's just going around and around because we had Moyes, which everyone likes him, don't like him, respect him, don't respect him. He kind of managed to deal with the fucking owner, didn't he? He kind of managed to manage the chairman. And now we've seen none of these other managers are able to manage. They're like, look what he did to Bilic. Absolutely destroyed the man. He looked a shell of himself when he left the football club.
Yeah.
I wish that skin. I mean, I don't know. But
what it is, Jez, yeah, he sold us down a path of no return, basically. And we're having to sell players in order to boost our transfer window. The problem is with David Sullivan, and this is a major problem that I really have angers me, is he doesn't invest his own money into this club, and he recycles the money that the club earn. And some people will say that's good business, but when we're in need right now, we need about 100 million spending in this window urgently, right? We need a defender, centre half, we need midfielders, we need a striker, we need quality. And what we've got right now is a relegated threatened team. Like, we're relying so much on Jared Bowen to carry this team. And if he gets injured, I don't know who's scoring the goals. It's a problem. But this is not a problem that's come all of a sudden. I'm going to say that quite loud and clear. This has been coming for the last couple of years, right? And last year was the major problem. When you go and sack David Moyes, and there was people who were saying Moyes in, Moyes out, and there was people who handed Moyes out. I wasn't one of them ones who sort of handed him out, but I said, if you're going to make a change, fine, but the change has got to be quality. But what people forgot in our fan base was David Sullivan runs this club. And he always goes for the cheap option. He always goes for the free option. I had a Birmingham fan on E20 on Friday afternoon. I was searching for a Birmingham fan for a long time, and I found one who was prepared to come on E20. And he told me some of the things that they got up to at Birmingham are very similar to what's happening at West Ham right now. Listen, I suggest anyone who follows me or follows Tone, go and watch that video with the Birmingham fan. Even if you don't like me, right? Just go and watch that video with the Birmingham fan. Yeah, he come on, he was brilliant, Jay, and he turned around and said a lot of stuff. His old man wrote a statement because his old man couldn't come on, and the statement read something along the lines that of he upsets the fan base, he doesn't invest his own money, and there was another thing that he said, and it sort of, I was just sitting there sort of nodding, like this is an ownership problem before any other problem. And what it is, it happens every time at West Ham. I'll say this quick. It happens every time at West Ham because people focus on the manager, but they forget Sullivan. And I don't think you can really forget Sullivan now on this one, if I'm being truthfully honest, because I don't think Potter's got a leg to stand on. Like, he's literally working with two other managers' players. Like, what can he do? Do you know what I mean?
We're going to come back to that. Big up to Mr. Joshy J being a member for 8 months on the channel. So, appreciate that as well. I mean, I was looking at it the other day, and it's a case of like trying to work out the maths. We signed Todibo because we had an obligation to buy. We then get obviously Malik Diouf, which is, I think is going to be the best signing we've done so far. We've then got Hermanson for 20 million, and then along this line leading up to that, we've got no money until we spend. Sell before we can buy again. Then it's a case of the directors can dip their hands into the pockets and produce 90 million, which they know they're never going to do. And then suddenly you hear this thing we're going for 3 players that are worth 125 million. Do the maths. It doesn't work out. I don't understand it.
What he's trying to use PSR.
That's without doing the 185 that they borrowed or whatever.
Oh, of course, that as well.
They've even included that in all them that the maths don't add up. There's that as well.
It don't.
Sorry, James. Anyway.
But that's the thing. It don't. Like, we could all sit here, and we're not all accountants, but we could all sit here and get a calculator out and a chalkboard, and it wouldn't work out for what we think it is. For me, I think the light is firmly shining on David Sullivan and Karen Brady. Yeah, and I think it's been coming. I've said this for a long time on E20, right? And I've been saying it, I've been preaching this ever since I've done YouTube. I said, he is the problem at the club. He's taking the piss out of all of us, and we're just sitting here allowing it. The issue is now, West Ham are definitely in danger of going down. And this is a wake-up call for everyone to say, hold on a minute, you either want to stay in this league, or if you don't, right, Sullivan's going to have to put his hand out of his pocket and start delivering. Do you know what I'm saying? He's got to deliver... For me, he's got to deliver 4 players, and I think we'd be lucky if we get 2.
Yeah,
at this rate.
We'll be lucky to get 1, James.
I think the main thing is, most. Sorry, Jez, go on. You go first, mate. Before I was going to say.
Sorry, but December. December. It's like a week tomorrow.
Yeah.
September the 1st, man. That's a lot to ask to get 4 players in that week, isn't it?
It is, mate.
It'll be the same thing, Jez. They're going to come out with the same old comment, which they seem, that they think that we're all dory and forget it. Is the fact of
we tried.
Yep, we tried, but just couldn't get over the line. We're going to get that same old line. And the thing is that James has been banging about this. Is a lot of West Ham, YouTube channels are saying the same thing now. Everyone's getting a bit concerned, and I know it's only 2 games in, but if you still see the same thing a month, 2 months down the line, it's not easy to get back out of that.
The thing is, if we don't do nothing now, right, by the time we get to Christmas, we might be fighting so far uphill that we ain't going to be able to get out of this. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. My issue is with West Ham currently right now, and I look at the overall aspect, because that's how I look at life. I don't look at what's in front of me. I look at like the future and things like that. The issue is we are relying on Jared Bowen to be fit for the whole season. We're relying on basically him to sort of deliver all the time, and that to me is a concern. Like 2 years ago, we had Paqueta who was in form. We had Declan Rice. We had Jared. We had Antonio who was there or thereabouts. We had good players. Like we had players who we can rely on. I can't rely on none of these players in this team at the minute, other than Jared Bowen. If I'm being truthfully honest.
It's about the characters. If we get ourselves in trouble, right? You look at the characters in this team. Are you looking? Look at our back line. Are you looking at Todibo?
No, you're not, because when you look at the combination of Kilman, Todibo, for some reason it just doesn't gel.
That game I watched the other night. West Ham Chelsea.
Yeah,
your midfield is shocking.
Yeah,
they walk.
Oh, we know that.
They walk through it, mate. And I was quite shocked actually. I thought this is really bad, And your goalkeeper, mate. What's going on there?
Yeah, wrong choice. Like I said,
terrible.
It's a new goalkeeper. You start him off straight away. We've not even, we've only seen him what he did for Leicester. We've not even seen him in really in a West Ham shirt, and he sticks in for the opening game of the season. It just, for me, it doesn't make sense. It should have been a case of.
I mean, we would have probably done better off putting in, Wes.
Yeah,
following them.
Yeah.
But do you think he's the problem though? Like, do you really think like Mads Manson's the problem? Because I'll be honest with you, I look at
No, he's not the problem, James. He is a problem.
yeah, but I
He's
don't.
just one of many.
Yeah, but I don't think he is a problem though. I look at the £100 million defence that can't header a ball. That's what irritates me more than anything. Like you got Kilman, Tadibo, Aguerd, crosses are coming in and they duck under the ball. Like that.
I get
that's
that.
more like it. Like if you've got a centre half, like especially centre halves, like come on, like we're of an older generation that centre halves are known for headering the ball. Like some of them have scars on their face for headering the ball.
True.
And we've got 3 centre halves who don't header a ball. Like this, I'm sitting there the other day. And I think I can't remember if Fuzz come on or someone was in the chat, and I was like, "What is going on here?" Like it's ridiculous.
What I saw of some of the goals in there, because I've been working over the weekend, but what I saw of some of the highlights, his positioning in goal is absolutely shocking. Is the bit where he goes to I think I can't remember if it was the first or the second goal. He goes over to the left hand side of the goal. And he leaves it way exposed, and he's more looking at the player than he is at the ball. And there was I think the third or the fourth goal. There's a bit again with his positioning. As a goalkeeper, you command your area, and for me, he's not showing that whatsoever.
Yeah, but is that a bit of both? Like because when you look at it, if he's got to come out, that tells me that the defenders can't do the job, and he has to do it for him.
No, but he's on the line, James.
You know what I'm saying?
For both the goals I saw, he was actually on the line.
Yeah,
there's a big difference, and don't get me wrong. Your outfield players should be doing their job, even if you do it zonal marking or you just kind of you're going from man. But the one thing you don't do as a goalkeeper, they should be working for you, not the other way around.
Joe, what was frightening the other day? I know we've got a Chelsea fan here.
Yeah.
All right, I don't think Chelsea even got out of second gear. I really don't. I was watching them, and like we scored a good goal. Yeah, I think if that goal from Forcrew goes in and it stands, it's a different game then. So I think West Ham are right up for it. The moment that it felt like to me, the moment that got cancelled out, we just went, you know what, that's it now. It was like we was on pause and then Chelsea carried on playing. And it was just like, I was like, what the fuck is going on? And, and the second half, obviously, the damage was done in the first half. The moment when Chelsea went 3-1 up, I was like, this is over. And it was just like, just going through the motions in the second half. But this is right. Listen, I've come on here. I've been saying it on E20. I even said it on Aaron's channel. Shout out to Aaron. I said, I think West Ham are in trouble this year if we don't sort ourselves out. And I need to sort ourselves out urgently.
Big up to Mentality Mind as well. He's a City fan, and he said if we don't win the Premier champs, I want him out. I mean, obviously, I thought City would have done a better job yesterday to see that Spurs did a number on that, and that's my last man standing out the window as well, kind of thing. So yeah,
I did.
I want to come in about West Ham. It's not like West Ham have signed bad players. I mean, don't forget. Edison Alvarez and Kudos were both linked with Chelsea before they went to West Ham. And obviously, Tadibo was linked with Manchester United. So it's not like West Ham is signing bad players. I just think they're signing players that probably don't fit the club.
No, what it is, man, it's the structure at West Ham. Like, the structure's completely wrong. We're going... Like, for instance, I use this window as a prime example, as everyone's sort of aware of this window. Graham Potter signs 2 young, fresh, up-and-coming players. Whatever people think of Mads Manson, I think give him time, he'll come into his own. Malik Diouf, same, 20 years old. He's going to become a better player. But then we all know who's signing the other players. And when your owner is signing players for your club, that's a problem for me because he's always looking at the value of the player and he's not looking at what the player brings to the club. He's only looking at the pound signs, how much money he can save.
But he's not even doing that properly because he's bringing in players with no resale value.
Exactly that. So,
but don't forget though, used to, you had, as I called her, Dan Brady, she turned and said, we as a board are investing in the club, and you think yourself, well, in the squad, it's like, well, I don't see it myself, but Brendan's asking the question, Tony and Budge, and this be for you as well now, James. Should we have kept Ings as good as what we have, but more because he was good for morale? And that's half the choke of it.
No, we shouldn't. Should never have got him in the first place.
Get that. Oh, in Mentality Mind's asking the question, and this is for all of you guys: Ruben Diaz or Rudiger?
Oh, no-brainer for me, Rudiger. I mean, obviously, he was a Chelsea player as well. For me, Rudiger.
Johnny Stones,
Johnny Stones.
Slabbed Maguire.
I must admit, Michael, I'm with you in that Rudiger. I like him. I did like him.
Yeah.
I've taken him at West Ham, funny enough.
I'd take him back at Chelsea right now.
You can have Kurt Zouma back.
no, Budgie. We still got some of that players, Budgie, if you're interested. I mean, Disasi or Sterling.
Mate, listen, I'm pissed off with Chelsea for not letting us have Chukwuemeka or Madueke. I'm really, really not happy.
But
them two players I would have had.
But don't worry though, look, we're probably going to end up with Raheem Sterling at West Ham.
Won't that be joyful?
I was just going to say this. I was going to say on this one, Jez. Jez is always positive, you know. So you know, dear me.
He's a good guy. This guy. He's a bit of a wind up. He's a bit of a wind up.
That's good. Type in Dick Van Dyke into Google. It's 3 months. Bloody hell, Dickie Van Dyke. Fuzzy dressed to take on the terrace again.
You're going to airdrop me into Old Trafford soon.
Oh man,
that's the wife beater T-shirt there, Fuzzy.
I'm not married yet.
You got your 6-pack of Stella. You know what I mean?
I've got chocolate milk as my alternative. It's a bit more of a psychotic age.
Jez, what do you make of old Saka getting injured, mate?
Well, mate, let's be honest. I think that has all come about, right? Last week when we played Man United, he was jumping out of tackles, right? That says to me, I'm no physiotherapist. He's still not fully fit on that right leg where he had that surgery. So he's putting more on his left leg, and he's done an injury there. I don't think it's that bad. Hopefully, it's not. But I will just say this to James: if he starts him against Liverpool Saturday, that just says that Arteta doesn't learn shit, because he's now got options. He don't need to start Saka.
No.
Like, he can have him on the bench. He can have him there if he wants him. But we've now got options there. Yeah. we can play Madu UK on that right, or we got Eze now can play on the left. We've got Enweri, he can play there. I'm not saying start Max Dowman. I don't think he's got the experience yet for that. But the fact is, I said this early in the show, mate, that Arteta's now got a nice problem. He's got options, something we haven't had for 2 years. So you don't need to play the shit out of Saka. If he's got a niggle on that right hamstring, rest him up for a couple of weeks. All right, he might not make.
He's always going to get played if he can be, though, Jez, because he's the golden boy.
Well,
you know? I'm not trying to sound like sour grapes or whatever you want to put it. I'm just saying that because he is the club's golden boy, he will be played whenever he can be, whether he's 100% fit or not.
I hear you, but don't you think?
I don't think Arteta believes that he can spare him. That's what I think.
And that's where he'll burn him out. That's what happened last season. That's why he ended up on grade 3 hamstring injury. Look, at the end of the day, we all know what happened to Michael Owen.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Surgeries, all that drama, ruined his bloody career. We don't get that with Saka. I hear what Budgie's telling me. Yeah, he's the club golden boy. Great player, fantastic. But why risk burning him out at a young age?
Yeah.
Don't need to.
No, you don't need to. I mean, fair enough. Arsenal Manx asked this question to me: how highly do you rate Eze? Do you rate him higher than Saka? Saka's unique in his own way, I'd say, but I do rate Eze, and Jez has already hit the nail on the head for me. That injury and that Saka's not going to be the same player. I said it last week. You saw Saka actually jumping out of challenges at that point.
Yeah.
So him getting injured, I think that was only going to be a natural thing that was going to happen to him, because if it's still playing in the back of his mind, that's what's going to cause him problems for the rest of this season. And I think, as much as he is the golden boy for Arsenal fans, I think it's going to be a bit of a concern for you guys, because you're not going to get the same player.
No.
Yeah, speaking of injuries, Tom, what's happening with Somerville and Luis Wilhelm? What's happening with those young players?
Somerville's supposed to be, I think it's early October. Supposed to be back.
Shoulder in it now at the moment.
And Guilherme has broke his collarbone. So I think he's out for about 12 weeks.
Yeah.
Where do these players fit into this system that we're playing, though?
This is the thing, Jeff, isn't it? I mean, when you look at something like that, if he's playing Diouf and Wan-Bissaka as wing backs in this, this 3-5, then it does it then smothers what you can do with the team.
Would you really look forward to a Somerville coming back? Wouldn't you be like, oh, it's like a new side?
Exactly.
Where's he going to play? Pre-season, he played Guilherme at left wing back.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not being funny. The kid's not a left wing back for sure, right? So you're wasting his time there. There might be a player in there, but we don't really know. We ain't seen the best of him, and we ain't going to see it at left wing back. He ain't playing there. That's just I think the only way you see it is like this: you either drop the ones in the free, and that way then you put Malik Diouf as your left hand side, and you have Somerville on the left. That way they can overlap each other. You have to change the formation, though, don't you?
Oh, you'd have to do that as well. You can stay with that formation, but that back three, you start with Diouf and whoever the other two will be, and then you have Somerville on the left wing. That way, then you can have Diouf running past, because he across the ball in as well. And so you've got options like that, but the formation at some point will have to change to accommodate the style of the players we've got. As you said, Somerville should be really a new player. You know what I mean? It should be a new player, but the way we know full well this 3-5-2. I mean, because not being funny, look at last week. It started off a 3-5-2 and it became 5 at the back, and it just allows Sunderland to come forward, and we lost out on that.
He's tried a couple of different formations in these couple of games, and everything looks shocking. Everything.
Yeah.
We look as disorganised as we ever did under Lopetegui defensively, in my opinion.
Look at that. I mean, he's hit the nail on the head there, Jeff. Look at that. Look, high balls into the box against the Hammers would put you what he'd be asking for from Forest.
Jesus Christ, Chris, he'd be rubbing his hands. He can't wait for that.
Followed up on that. Brendan's saying it. Look, hat-tricking upcoming for Chris Woods.
Yeah.
He will have a field day against us.
Got a keeper that's no good in the air, and defenders that are no good in the air. Disaster.
Leslie saying, look, Hermanson won pre-season game for Leicester. That's all we've seen.
This is the keeper. This is the madness, right? This is a poor decision from Paul, right? I was a bit surprised to see him in against Sunderland. And he had a poor game. And, I mean, he's been absolutely destroyed in the Chelsea game, hasn't he? He must be absolutely on the floor. He can't. Well, I think we're lucky that we've got a cup game next, because Areola would have probably played in that regardless, right? So it doesn't even mean that he's been dropped with Areola playing.
No.
But he probably should be, right? And we'll see when Forest comes around. I mean, Areola's no good in the air. He doesn't command his box. But he don't flap about like that.
No, he very rarely had 5 foot past him.
No, it's true. That's very true. So the only good thing about the upcoming Spud game is with the predicted disappointment, I ain't going to go far to slap an idiot.
Do Do you, Jeff? Well, to you, West Ham boys. Right now, as you're sitting right now, yeah. Do you actually fear that you could get relegated this season?
Me personally, yeah. Look. Do you know what? I think it had been quite West Ham thing to do to go up to Sunderland on the opening day, first game back in 8 years, raucous atmosphere, and get turned over and lose the game. And we could just as easily lose at home to Chelsea, and losing the opening 2 games wouldn't be the end of the world. And I might not be sitting there going, oh, God, we're going to get relegated because we've lost 2 games. But if you look at the manner of those 2 games, right, and the way we've leaked goals, the way we've got nothing to all this team spirit thing, where is it?
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at it that way, 8 goals in 2 games, not really very much about us. Offered a little bit against Chelsea until they took the game away from us, and then we had nothing. So, yeah, I'm genuinely worried that we haven't got the squad. I don't think we've got the squad for a relegation fight.
Yeah.
I don't think they got the guts about them.
Well, there's an interesting thing here because obviously Matt's saying they'd sell Bowen if there's a few youngers, and Frog's saying Bowen can't take much more of this bollocks, surely. And I don't know if you guys have seen this, and this is more aimed at the West Ham guys, but is it suddenly that Bowen is being put forward in the camera a lot more to say that, I'm a little bit disappointed, but at the same point, we've got to get behind each other. It seems like they're putting him to be the face for West Ham to make sure that the West Ham fans go, oh, because it's Bowen, we're going to say, we believe it's going to be smooth.
So, he has to be the club spokesman, I suppose, really, as far as...
Yeah, of course, but it's an easy target, though, Budgie. That's what I'm aiming at, is the fact of, if we put a face that we all relate to, then it must mean that he can walk on water and that, and it's true what's going to happen. You know what I mean? We know it's not the case, but it seems, yes, he is the club captain, and you've got to put him in forward like that. But does he really want to do that? Because is he lying through his teeth when he's saying things? Because no doubt he'll want to say more than what he can do.
Yeah, I'm not fully convinced with Bowen being captain. If I'm honest, I don't think he's. I don't think he's ready for this. Like sometimes, like with Mark Noble, I think he knew how to handle situations like this because he grew up with West Ham fighting relegation. I don't think Bowen's ready for this. Like this is there's a few things really. Like, is Bowen the same player that he once was? I don't think so. No. I think he's being pushed into a position that he's unfamiliar with. I think also another thing is that him being pushed into the media, he said the other day he was fuming, right? And I felt the sort of how pissed off he was. The issue is that we're relying on him to stay fit all throughout the season, like I said earlier on. And if I don't know who scores the goals for us. Like when you go through that team, Tone, Ward-Prowse don't score no goals, right? Freddie Potts don't. Lucas Paqueta scores a banger every once in a blue moon, right? Fulkrug, I think the West Ham PR, I think with the West Ham PR this summer have done an absolute fucking unnatural job in promoting Nicholas Fulkrug. Like, he hasn't really turned up this season so far, for what I've seen. The back five don't score many goals between any of them, and that's it. But I just don't see who scores the goals for us, and that's the problem.
I suppose the only kind of plus side. Sorry, Jeff, to interrupt. I mean, so first of all, say good evening to Lawrence. Good afternoon, should I say, from Lexington, Kentucky. Least surprisingly enough, Wilson tried to put a bit of an effort in on Friday. He put a bit of a game in, but other than that, there's no one else, is there, really? Sorry, Jeff.
I was going to say the media team have just seized on, right? Fulkrug come out and give his interviews, and the fans are singing, and he's become a cult hero. So they've just jumped on that and gone, yes, it'd be a good little PR exercise for us. And I've heard all this about Fulkrug leading the team talk before the Chelsea game, and what a lead. Well, what the fuck did he say then? Because I don't want him doing another one.
True.
Guys lose badly enough, and I put in stinkers. I'll get my big money moved to one of these big clubs. Come on, do a boy a solid, will you?
Good evening, Michael, please. And he's saying, evening, we need 3 centre backs to get a ball and a keeper without T-Rex arms. Yeah, this is how I also see it as well, basically. But yeah, you know,
I can give you Andre Onana. He's got
man.
extendable T-Rex
You're
arms.
right.
And of course, sorry, I have to interrupt this one. I love the love
Oh,
that Lawrence has for Michael Chelsea.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake, Michael's on the show. You must be desperate.
Yeah.
It's all
Lawrence
laugh.
Panama channel on Rumble. These
Oh,
days.
brilliant. Also, Manic saying Zuberman is definitely talented, but needs to stop dwelling on the ball and putting himself in trouble. Will that come in time once he adapts to the pace of the Premier League? I mean, is he settling in nicely, Jez, or would you say he's got a bit more work to do?
What I've seen from him so far, I think he looks good. I think he does look good. I think he's one of these players. It might take a little bit of time to settle in, you know, which can happen with players. We all know that. But yesterday, I thought he had a good game. He looked different, dare I say it, when Odegaard went off. Look, I'm not an Odegaard hater, okay, but
Yeah.
I just don't think he's the levels that we should aspire to, and it proved itself yesterday. But we know Arteta will pick him because he's our captain, and that. Sometimes I think that's the wrong move because I don't think he should be.
We got Lawrence.
I think personally, it should be Declan Rice or Gabriel. to be honest.
Yeah, I agree on that.
You know,
Big up to Matt Gunn. He said, up the Arsenal. Should pipe down the negativity Arsenal fans for a bit. And, I mean, this is the thing, Jez. Yeah, and no disrespect to Leeds because it was a good result that you got. But in certain respects, you could say it's a newly promoted team. It's a second game.
Yeah, I mean, I like Leeds United. I've got a little bit of an affinity for them from history. Back in the 70s, you know, we actually had some proper battles with them. But at the end of the day, it's one of them things that they are newly promoted. They're going to take time to settle in. But it was a good win.
Yeah, you got to take that. I mean, you know, it was.
I'll take it. It's 3 points. It's another 3 points. 5 goals scored. So what's there to be critical about? Yes, you could. If you really wanted to be pedantic about it, you could go in and say, "Well, the first 40 minutes wasn't great," and it's true, it wasn't. But at the end of the day, I'll take it, man. Look,
yeah.
You know, this is not in the era of when we had the great players of back in the day. We've got a good team. They could get better. Will Arteta make them better? I don't know. That's my question. But it's still a long way to go. It's only 2 months. And we got a big game coming this weekend away at Anfield. So let's wait and see.
Yeah, that'd be the telling point.
That's the one where I don't know if Arsenal are real or not. Because if they go to the Anfield and they lose, I'm not saying it's over by any stretch, but if they go there and win, that's a statement. Then that's to say, you know what, they've knocked out one of the big guns straight away. I think if Liverpool go and get Isak, then it's literally, and like their team is literally like a superstar team, really. If I'm being honest, but I think Arsenal the other day, I watched that game from start to finish. I thought they just done the job on Leeds, and Leeds just not fell apart, but I just think Leeds give up a little bit towards the end. Do you know what I mean? But like the games against Leeds away will be interesting. Sunderland away, Newcastle away, things like that, where you got to go up north and you got to travel up there, and you got to go there and try and get a win.
Yeah, that's the difference, see, James. That's the point, right? I was alluding to this on Leeds the other night. Right, he did an emergency stream last night. Was it last night? Yeah, it was last night. And I said, look, at the moment, it's all nice and rosy. When it comes that you've got to play under the lights, right, up in Newcastle, right, and it's freezing bloody cold, pissing with rain, yeah, that's when we're going to see the real team come out. Because we know what Arsenal can be like on the road at times. And that'll be the interesting times because it's lovely at the moment. Weather's nice. It's sunny. It's pretty warm. But you know what? Even every club, man, when you've got to go up to Leeds United, Sunderland, Newcastle, you know, in the pissing, freezing cold rain, it's a different game, man. It's a different game.
No, exactly.
I'm just going to say this. I'll go on, I'll let you land on.
Big up to the super chat from Lawrence for the thank you much for that kind gesture. Big up Tony, big up the channel. West Ham until I die, and I think we're all in that same as the West Ham fans. Throughout thick and thin, we still love our club regardless of the shite we're going on there. And just before on this one, James, I like this one from Michael. He says, on the bright side, we're 1 point behind Man United and Villa, so it's not all that bad.
Every silver lining, isn't it? Listen, I'm gonna say this because I'm gonna go and do a video now at 10 o'clock, and it's going to be an open chat, so anyone who wants to come on, they can.
Big up, James.
Listen, thank you very much for allowing me to come on. That's always nice. Do you know what I mean? On the sort of Sunday night takeaway. God, Tony's becoming a tradition now. Sunday nights. You know what I mean? I plan my day out and then come back to this. The only one thing I'm going to say before I go is that I'm really concerned about West Ham. I really am. I've never been more concerned about us going down ever. Really, ever since the Avram Grant era. Do you know what I mean? Where we all knew that it was just falling apart at the seams and we was just going to go down. The issue is now, this week is probably going to be one of the biggest weeks in West Ham's transfer history. Because I feel West Ham need to flex their muscles and go out and get 4 or 5 players. I think we're lucky if we get 2. You know what I mean? I've just seen something there also. Mackay, the Lille player that we've been linked with, he's come off tonight on a stretcher, so he's not. So
we're signing him then.
Oh, we're definitely getting him.
Yeah. So he's definitely on the list, 100%. You know what I mean? We'll carry him to London Stadium. But it is what it is. So I thought I'd leave you on that note. I will take my leave.
West Ham next season, shirt sponsors, Railjet.
Yeah, I know, mate. I know. Anyway, take care of yourself. Much love.
And you as well, James. Thanks for coming.
Okay, James. I'm going to have to make a move myself, Tony.
Yeah, we are going to be wrapping up shortly. I'm just going to catch up with the chat, and we will be going off there.
Yeah.
But yes, thanks for being on as always, everyone. Like I said, I'm just going to wrap it up shortly. Just going to catch up with the chat. Leslie said, big up short for Bowling Lounge. Tuesday night at 8 needs subscribers, people. Absolutely, 8 subscribers. Absolutely, man. Let's make sure we
Thank you, Leslie.
Get Jeff Chenham as well. Big up to E. Ross. Big up Larry and Harry. I'll have an E, please, Ross. And everyone say hello to each other on that. Before we kind of sign out, Michael Chelsea, thanks for being on.
Yeah.
We know, obviously, who the wrong uns are. Unfortunately, beyond all this lot that we do.
Yeah.
But what have you got coming up on your channel, please, sir?
We're doing the Champions League draw, of course. That's on Thursday. It's this league phase format. I still don't understand it, but we'll be there for that draw anyway. And then, of course, Chelsea are playing Fulham on Saturday lunchtime at the Bridge. And let's hope it is be a win, unlike last season when Fulham beat us there. I think it was first time in 45 years or something when Fulham did that. So hopefully a different result this time. So yeah, that's basically what I've got coming up.
Superb. Yeah, I mean, me and Jess share the same hair growing stuff, so you know, good luck on that one. Yeah.
Oh.
If Silla Bang did hair product.
Yeah.
Banging, it's gone.
Oh, brilliant. Grimsby and you on normal TV. So we'll look out for that game then for you as well. Fuzzy, before you bounce off from that, what have you got coming up yourself?
Some nightmares tonight about Amarim trying to manage this team. Just seeing the comment that propped up a minute or so ago about Amorim managing more games than he's actually attained points in the Premier League.
Yeah, Michael,
Which
please
is-
just put that. Yeah,
Correct, which is absolutely crazy, and you could consider sackable offences. Start the tally, people. Start the tally charts and start drawing lines for every sackable offence he commits. He's got a long way to catch up to Arteta. I'll give him that. He's got a head start, has Arteta, but Amorim's his tally chart started. But it got Grimsby midweek, so bound to have a quick preview for that one before they absolutely maul us out of the Carabao Cup, because that's I think the last time we played in this stage of the Carabao Cup, it was I think MK Dons that we lost like 4-0 to under LVG, and that was ugly that day. So probably be just as ugly. But maybe we'll see Colby Miney play, so there's always a positive there. So that's what I've got start of the week, and I think the time that we play Grimsby will be the good, the bad, and the ugly as well. So I might be doing that at the same time.
sounds good to me. Hopefully the Herbert will be with us as well. He'll be back. Big up to Dermot, come up, so FC until we die. Yes, I will do indeed, my friend. I'll make sure for next time. Thanks for reminding me of that as well. And he's also big up the way. Big up as well to yourself. David C says, really sad to see West Ham being run at the ground. Great fan base. Thank you very much for that, David. Yes, we're still okay in that respects. You know, we still try and be. Oh, yes, of course. Yeah, Michael Chelsea can be found on Rumble for those who doesn't know where Michael Chelsea is.
Yeah.
Doing very well on there as well. So make sure you give him a little love there as well as always. Where am I up to now? Let me just kind of catch up on them bits. Big up to DJB. Big up, guys, in the chat. Smash the likes, guys. Big up to DJB. Hope you're doing well.
Yes, DJ.
Just spinning around and around. Jeff, what have you got coming up, my friend?
Well, hopefully I'll be joining you on Thursday because we've got a match day on this Tuesday, and usually we do our Tuesday talk show. So should be back next week for that, as usual. And maybe we'll pop in and do some bits and pieces with you and Budgie. We flit about now and again. Pop up here. I might go and see James in a minute. I don't know. We'll see. Got some visitors, so I'll see what time they go and how long James is on for.
Well, if he's venting and that, it'd be a while. I'm just going to scroll down the chat and that anyway. But yes, thanks for everyone that's been in the chat. As he's saying there, Lawrence is saying, I feel so embarrassed. I might have to buy one of Michael Chelsea's caps to cover my face.
That's desperate.
Oh
man. Steve Cox is saying, what sort of owner employs a coach he's gone on record as saying he doesn't rate? David Sullivan, of all people. Big up to Cousin Benson, aka Terry Tibbs. Morning, lads. West Ham, what a mess. Bright sparks of Paqueta and youth. They are indeed, but yes, unfortunately, it's sad times. And Arsenal Manic's asking, is it true that Sullivan owns 35% of the club? How about the other main stakeholders? Daniel Kretinsky, Vanessa Gold, they never even talk about him. Kretinsky is just an investor. Yeah. He's got 29%. You've got Vanessa Gold's about 25%. But because obviously Ann Summers is doing bad, they want to sell up. So, yeah, not good at all. Not good at all. And apologies to people in the chat. Yes, I mean, obviously, as you know, do sometimes miss out and catching up with these. Jez knows can account for that as well.
Isn't Krinsky Czech Republic? Did he have any influence in the Juve signing?
I'm not sure about that.
Well, we signed it from his rivals, so I wouldn't have thought so.
Is Brady not anything to do you lot now?
Oh, she's still there. Yeah, she was on Talk Sport.
Yeah.
She was on Talk Sport the other day.
What's your bloody mouth at,
question...
What about if Alan Sugar came in for West Ham?
He wouldn't do that anyway. He's a Spurs fan. What the fuck would he want West Ham for?
Yeah.
Well, he's East End boy, isn't he? Originally, he's a Barrow boy.
What if Daniel Levy's evil twin brother took over at West Ham?
Man. I thought we already had his evil twin brother.
like
Ian
Putin's
Lawrence is
double.
speaking on the chat.
Putin's double.
It'd be awful, mate. I mean, Michael Blease, I think we've covered this one on there. Falk doing the team talk. Yeah, it doesn't, he's a bit of a voice in that. You want players, you want more than one, usual suspects saying things. You want a team of people saying things.
You need a team of captains.
Basically, yeah, that's what we need, definitely. Yeah.
Mm.
I sold it to the chat, like I said. I'm going to whiz through some of these. The special one saying emergency meeting. Perhaps you need me at the helm. Truly yours, the special one. Be very nice. But, there's a possibility he could be on his way to Forest, the way they're talking about it. Michael Blease is saying the supercomputer has us finishing 20th on 25 points now. Wow. Yeah, look,
Very nice.
as usual.
So those might come from against United.
Oh man! As usual, saying there, Burnley pumped Sunderland good and proper yesterday. If that doesn't tell you something, nothing will. Very true. Very true. Just to let you know, people, I will be doing a watch along for the Newcastle Liverpool game tomorrow night, and then of course Tuesday I will be doing the West Ham against Wolves in the Carabao Cup second round, and then hopefully,
Good luck with that.
yeah. I'll still be smiling, Jeff. Regardless, I'll still be going through it. And then, of course, Wednesday you'll see me, Fuzzy, and Anthony back for the good, the bad, and the ugly. And as Jeff's already mentioned, he'll be coming on with me and Budgie for the West Ham review, and hopefully we'll get a Green Street Elite in there as well.
Yeah.
And Kawaja, good to see you as well. Are you Potter in or out? At this moment, it's definitely. You want to see him try and make a go of it, but if he doesn't, which unfortunately he's setting a trend from last season, then his days are truly numbered. That's the way I see it. Kawaja's saying there, 621 subs for 10k for you, Jez. Keep subscribing to Jez the Legend. That's really great work for you, Jez, getting up to that figure.
Yeah, well done, Jez.
Yeah. Well done, mate.
Yeah, it's mad. I'll tell you the other day, I was nearly on 6 point. No, that's a lie. I was nearly on 9.4, right? Friday night, I was one away. Next morning, I dropped back down to 9.389. YouTube, man, is a weird thing.
Jeez, it drives you potty sometimes. Big up to David C. Shout out from Florida, USA. Well done. For being here and that. Trying to catch up the chat maybe next week. Yeah, of course, man, of course. But yeah, Jez, I mean, it's a pain in the backside. 1 minute it's doing all right, and then it sits, I don't know. They're algorithms. Colin Chilver's just going to add on with this one. Where do you see Spurs finishing? For I feel they might be surprised this season. Thomas Frank is a good manager.
They look good against City.
Top 5.
Yeah.
I did call this start of the season that Spurs could be a problem this season. To be honest, I didn't say that.
See, Thomas Frank is a man that gets things done.
Yeah.
Right. He sets a goal, he sees a target, and he goes balls out to get it. Right. Unfortunately, I don't see many other managers in London clubs that are that determined to go for the wins. I mean, like Maresca, don't get me wrong, he's a great manager and he's done really well at Chelsea, but he doesn't seem to have that killer instinct about him.
Yeah.
Whereas Thomas Frank does. He's got that look about him where he goes, right, you want to fuck with me? Let's do it.
True.
And
true.
he got, like, look, we've been at West Ham. We've been under the cosh, with his team at Brentford more times than enough.
Can Lawrence speak English? That's more the question.
No, what were you saying there, Budger?
Yeah.
What I was impressed with Frank yesterday, his team went and got the 2-0 lead. He set them up after half time. Not like Ange did last year, just keep going gung-ho. He set them up, City come on to us, got by all that. He just managed the game so well. He don't care. He'll use long throws. He'll mix it up. This is why I think they're a
He,
good
he
team.
doesn't like being called cold. That's what the thing is with Thomas Frank, right? He don't like being called cold. So he likes to be ready for every eventuality in a game. And therefore, he likes his players to be, you know, and that's why you see it, when he was at Brentford and now he's at Tottenham, you're seeing, like, you're not seeing like what you would call a traditional game plan. What you're seeing is an initial game plan with room for movement. And I like that. I really like
manages
that.
the game, doesn't he? That's he just managed that game brilliantly.
So, yeah, he did.
And that's worrying to me because I think Tottenham are a good team that have now got a good, astute manager. And he'll set his team up like for the opponents week to week.
I mean, look,
he's versatile.
I think
he could do a good job there.
Yeah, I think Arsenal have done really well in the window, and I think they've done well in the last couple of seasons to maintain, you know, top three. You know, I think they've done well to do that. But the way things are going at the moment, I can see Tottenham finishing above them this season.
Wow. So that'll be interesting.
You know?
Last comment I'm going to go from Jose. Like I said, people in the chat, apologies, I've missed out quite a few comments. Eltel Cockerell says, do you have any further players leaving or coming into the club, Tony? We would hoping some players are coming, but as we already said, Jose, it don't look like it's going to be many. We'd be lucky if we would get 2 players in. Is there anyone else is going to be going? Budgie mentioned it earlier. Unfortunately, with the value that some of these players have got, I can't see anyone really getting them. But yes, that's how we go. That's where we are. And then just because the last one, Michael Blees saying Potter 5 wins in 21 games.
Ooh, dreadful.
Appalling.
It's dreadful.
So that sums it up. That really sums it up.
Even Gianfranco Zola had a better return than that.
So did Avram Grant, Budge. That's the worst part about it. That's the thing. That's the worst part. So, yeah. People in the chat, as I said, apologies didn't get through to the comments and that. As you can see, we've had a full house on the panel, and I'm really pleased everyone's been with us tonight. Thank you for Jez being on. Thank you for Michael Chelsea. Has always been a pleasure. Jeff, great to have you back on that and back onto the YouTube scene. Fuzzy, as always, looking forward to Wednesday's show. Budgie, yeah. Finally, I think the pair of us can actually, do a show without worrying about things being in the way.
Yeah. We've had a few
hiccups,
obstacles in the last few weeks, haven't we? Yeah. I just want to say before I do head off that on Wednesday, also on West Ham Network, I'll be doing the Old School Hammers as usual at 10 o'clock. But this week's going to be a spicy one because we are talking about the board and how we as fans can legally and passively remove them from our club. So that's what we're going to be talking about on Wednesday night.
For that one, then.
Thank
you, Brendan, as always. So yes, but thanks for being with us on that. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and obviously bank holiday tomorrow. So enjoy your bank holiday, though. That's the key one. And more importantly, make sure you have a good week. Good night, God bless, and we'll catch you next time. Take care.
Big up everyone in the chat.
Guys,
Come on.